If you're like me, sometimes your head feels cluttered and crazy. So, in this conversation, I'm talking to a certified health and wellness coach, Lynell Ross, about how we can declutter our minds and get clarity and peace. Welcome to Happiness Adventure. I'm Lisa, and together we'll explore ways to cultivate real joy in our lives. Lynell, welcome to Happiness Adventure.
Thank you so much for having me, Lisa.
You know, I want to talk to you today about mental clutter, and you are a health and wellness coach who helps people achieve whatever their dreams are, which is such beautiful work. And you say that one of the things that can inhibit people's ability to thrive is mental clutter. So first of all, what do you mean by that term?
Absolutely. Mental clutter are all the thoughts that are swirling around in our head. Think of it as just a swirl of thoughts. We have approximately 60,000 thoughts a day that just pop in. So we're constantly being distracted by outside and by inside, our thoughts and by things that are being bombarding us. So imagine how we feel that our mind is cluttered.
If a person wants to go from mental clutter to clarity, what are the areas they need to clean up?
So I like to think of it in terms of outside clutter and inside clutter, breaking it up into two parts that way.
Okay, so let's start with the outside clutter, and what would those sources be?
It would be the things that are coming in from the outside, such as technology, advertising, the computer, your phones. Look at all the places that things are coming in from the outside. And I think this is a really important topic because nowadays we have more messages bombarding us than ever before. And I really try to work with my clients to be more in control of the things that are coming in from the outside, limiting the number of times that we look at our email in a day, turning off notifications, turning off the ringer on your phone, watching what you watch on TV or allow into your mind.
What are now the internal sources of mental clutter?
Our minds are so powerful, and yet it's come to light lately with a lot of the studies they've been doing that we are kind of hardwired for a negative bias. It's to keep us safe. So a lot of our thoughts can be negative. And it's just important to stay aware and notice our thoughts. You know, I should have done this. I should do this. What's next? And then when we start running on that habit of maybe nervous energy or I should have, if we can start transforming this to like the word could. Instead of I should have, you could say, well, I could have. Or instead of I should do this, well, I could. It lightens it up and it makes it not so much pressure on us. I like to think of it as actually turning down the volume on all those noisy thoughts so we can begin to hear that quieter wisdom that's within.
Mm-hmm. So mental clutter, in a sense, from internal is kind of chatter.
It's just chatter. And many of the thoughts that we hear or think aren't even true. And many of them are from outside sources, things we've heard as, through our lives. And that's why we begin to believe our own thoughts. And a good question that we can ask is that even true? And if it is, then a good question is, well, who would I be without that thought? And then most often the person will say, gosh, I'd be free. I'd be peaceful. So that's some work that I've been doing through the years to help me get rid of all the mental clutter is just don't believe your thoughts, learn to question them.
Could you give us an example of what you mean by a thought that you might challenge?
Well, yeah, we're so critical of ourselves. I'll hang up from the interview and what's the first thing I'll probably do? Oh, I should have said this. That wasn't very good. Oh, that was terrible. So I started learning to say, okay, look for the positive in that. What did I do well? So did I do terrible? We also tend to do, kind of black and white thinking or like all or nothing thinking. So challenge that, what is the good in it? So that's what I mean by questioning your thoughts.
I know that you talk, Lynell, about time management and overwhelm. How does that fit into mental clutter?
Yeah, one of the most stressful things for people is they feel they have all these things to do. And when I begin working with my clients, they're just overwhelmed. So one of the things that I've helped them do is it sounds so simple, but I just have them make a big to-do list, just write everything down. Just get it out of your head, because when it's in your head, it's swirling around, it makes you nervous. I think we think we're going to forget it, and of course we might. But if you write it down and get everything on paper, then what you can do is look at that and decide what's most important.
Well, Lynell, thank you so much for being with me today and for this really just wonderful wisdom for how we can reduce our mental clutter, which is very burdensome, and gain more clarity. We just heard from my friend Lynell Ross, who's a certified health and wellness coach, about how we can declutter our minds in order to have more peace. Lynell's got this wonderful book, Health Coach Wisdom, as well as other resources for you to check out. So the links to those things, including her website, are in the description box below this video. And she is one of the most wise people I have ever met. So be sure to investigate if you'd like to learn more. While you're there in the comments section, I'd love to hear from you. What is something in your mental diet, something that you digest content-wise, that you don't think is healthy for your brain, that you could weed out in order to have more peace? And while you're at it, let me know if there's something that you digest that you think is particularly nutritious for your peace of mind. It's so wonderful to have you on this journey with me. Subscribe to be notified when we upload a new video each week, and I look forward to seeing you soon for our next happiness adventure.